The Canadian Card Collector here, and welcome back to day 517 of Daily Deck Review. And the deck that we're taking a look at today is the House of Tudor playing cards from Midnight Cards. So, without further ado, take a look and see what we get. So here we have the House of Tudor playing cards here, in that standard glossy finish tuck box here, there. And here on the front it says House of Tudor. You got that Tudor like flower there. You got that red and gold and foiled embossed tuck box here with a little bit of black gloss there and some white. They're mostly red and gold foiling though. There. You got that kind of Tudor traditional kind of pattern there. On one side there's no really words, it's more patterns there. Same thing as the other side there. On the bottom you got your information. You got the Midnightcards logo there. It says printed by Legends Playing Card Co. No, in PRC by Legends Playing Card Co. You got the classic finish designed by Midnightcards and their website. On the back here, you got a little some. If I can speak, you got more golden red foiling there, and you can slightly feel a little bit of the texture, not like too much or anything, but a little bit. And then you got that Tudor flower there. There's no seal for the cards, and then that same design you saw on the side of the tuck boxes there. Open the tuck flap, you got more red foiling there. You got the Midnightcards logo there and that gold foiling there. The inner tuck flaps just have the design that wraps around the tuck box. Take the cards out of the box. Inside the tuck box, it is fully custom there with the black background with the red kind of like foiling over top there. So definitely a custom interior. Pretty nice. Now let's take a look at the tuck box. Time to take a look at the cards. And for start, as always, we'll start with the back design. So here we have a mirrored back design with a really fancy border there. And if I just read something, it says the back design, the back of the cards feature the Tudor rose and references designs of Tudor agriculture, a gold swirl pattern that encompasses the border of the back of the cards, which result in a beautiful display when the cards are fanned out. So it's a mirror design with that Tudor flower, the gold, yeah. And it is mirrored, so if you flip it over, same design in both the directions. They definitely skipped out no detail on the back side. Fully custom there. No space untouched. Pretty nice. And then for the faces here, you got the fully custom faces here. It's a one-way design for all of the faces there. You got the custom suits there and the numbers there in the corners. You got the custom suits there. We're starting with the Ace of Hearts there, fully custom there with the custom designed heart there, and then it kind of looks like a pill. You got the two pillars on the sides there, which like the little roof over top. It says Ace of Hearts, and you got that kind of swirly kind of pattern there inside. And that goes throughout the rest of the hearts there, and they all say like with a suit number there, like 3 of hearts, the 4 of hearts, and so on. And you can kind of see a little bit of a pattern there. So these cards are fully inked. So it could be a little bit thicker of a stock. Then you got the Jack, Queen, and King of Spades. And you got 3 custom court cards here. For the Jack, you got Robert Dudley. For the Queen here, you got Queen Elizabeth I. And for the King here, you got King Edward VI. And then you got the custom clubs here with that same kind of swirly design and those pillars. It says Ace of Clubs. And they're in a goldish yellow colorway. There for the clubs. There. And that goes through the rest of the clubs. Then we get to the court cards here. Jack, Queen, and King of Clubs with that gold background. There, and you got John Cabot. For the Jack, for the Queen, you got Elizabeth of York. And for the King, you got King Henry the 7th. And then you got the diamonds here. You got the court card, Jack, Queen, and King. For the King here, you got Philip II of Spain. You got the Queen Mary I for the Queen. And for the Jack, you got Sir Walter Raleigh. And then for the diamonds here, you got that same kind of swirly design. From the 10 to the Ace are pretty much all the same there. This is the court cards, which are different characters there. So for the King here, you got King Henry VIII. And for the Queen here, you got Anne Boleyn. And for the Jack here, you got Cardinal Wolsey. And then the spades is that same kind of swirly kind of pattern there with that yellow goldish colorway. And then we get to the custom Ace of Spades here. And it's designed by Randy Butterfield, printed by Legends Playing Card Co. And then you got that same kind of rose flower there in the middle. There it says Ace of Spades at the bottom. And then for the two jokers here, it did say somewheres. Okay, for the core cards here, it says you got the Mary Rose there. You got King Henry's the seventh's favorite ship, the Mary Rose, and then you got the Towers of London here on the second Joker here, which is the black colorway, and this is the red colorway Joker. But now that we took a look at the cards for the handling, they did say they're just that classic finish, so they should still handle pretty nicely. So we'll test out the springs. And I was a little bit right, because they are fully inked there, so they're a little bit on the stiffer side. So you definitely have to break these in, because they're definitely not your standard, like United States Playing Company ink cushion finish or anything like that, like stock finish, because they're a little bit thinner of a stock, but Legends is a little bit on the thicker side. But they'll still handle pretty nicely. You just gotta break them in. So a little bit hard a little bit stiff straight out of the box. But for the fans, they actually look, that's actually a pretty nice fan there. With that border making a pattern there on the fans. Looks fantastic. A little bit kind of like trippy almost, but still pretty nice. And then you get a little bit of a pattern when you fan them with the faces there. Pretty nice. Pretty nice giant fan as well. I guess they kind of fare good either way. There, and then we're gonna giant fan up the faces. And you kind of got a little pattern there with the little, like, the pillars there on the side edges of the cards. But overall, they feel fine. The cards feel fantastic. They got that nice smooth feel to them. A little bit on the stiffer side. They're definitely stiff. So if you're not a fan of thick cards, then these wouldn't be for you. But overall, they look pretty nice there, and they still handle fantastic, even though they're definitely on the thicker side of things. They still handle fantastic. Well, for the most part, the springs are a little bit on the stiffer side. They still do spring, they're just a little bit harder to spring. But once again, you got that pretty nice handling. Not like super crazy handling or anything, but like they still handle pretty smoothly though. I do kind of like the thickness though, even though they don't fully like handle like super smooth straight out of the box, just because they're stiff. But they look fantastic though. You got that nice red and white back design with that gold border there. That makes a fantastic fan there. And then you got the fully custom faces. They're all one way, so if you like shuffle them up, they'll get all mixed up, as you can see here. Some are right side up, some are upside down. But they're fully custom, which looks fantastic there. I quite like that design styling that they did. So, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed. And this has been day 517 of your daily deck review. And this has been the House of Tudor playing cards from Midnightcards. And I'm the Canadian Calculator signing out. That's the video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.